you're in a hurry to plant, you plant the soybeans, and then you call up your ag chemical retailer and you say, all right, my beans are in the ground, now what do I do?
You know, we do get those calls all the time. And you know, the other thing that we get is, I brought some of this home, can I still safely spray it? That's the other question that we get when it comes to soybean pre-emerge herbicides. So we'll talk about some that are safe to spray after the beans are out of the ground, some that you really need to hurry up and get sprayed before those beans start cracking through. There are a lot of different things to talk here.
So here are the two big challenges as I see it. Number one, we can get soybeans that are planted one day and 3 days later they're out of the ground, so you have a very narrow window to spray. And challenge number two is if you don't get a pre-emerge herbicide on, and you happen to have Roundup resistant weeds, you may be in trouble because those weeds get started. You've got to spray them real early with a post-emerge herbicide, 2 to 4 inch tall weeds. Well, that might be 2 weeks after planting. Well, now what do you do 4 weeks after that? And what do you do 4 weeks after that? What do you do 4 weeks after that? I mean, you end up getting multiple flushes and you can't spray a lot of these herbicides multiple times. Like Flex Star, you should only spray once. Pursuit, you should only spray once. There are several others I can think of where you should only spray once in crop. How are you going to do that?
Well, first of all, we're not going to worry about that, Brian. Beans got planted, we're spraying right away before they pop out of the ground. Then our options, really we've got every option in the book as long as we get out there quick.
Well, we don't have every option in the book because now you probably don't want to use Prowl. You could, but I normally don't recommend that. And you definitely can't use Treflan or Sonalan because those have to be incorporated instantly.
Okay,
so
good point. Anything that
out.
has to be incorporated, yes, you can't do. And like you say with Prowl, if it doesn't get some rainfall to disperse it throughout that top inch or two of soil, it's going to be too concentrated at the surface. You could end up with an issue on your stem where you have a weak spot.
Especially in conventional till beans.
Okay, but let's talk about the ones that people are really nervous about, and that's Valor and anything that contains Valor, and Authority and all the Authority products.
Yep. Both
of those, if beans are cracking through or if they're up, you can't spray them anymore because they'll smoke those beans. So those are the ones that guys say, man, I've already got my Valor at home or I already have one of the Authority products at home. What do I do? And I say, stop the planter. Absolutely stop the planter. Get those products applied right now. And I realize you probably have a brother like I do that doesn't want to stop the planter for anything at all.
But that's why you have a brother. So one can plant, one can spray, and there you go.
Well, okay, that works. But seriously, if you've got weeds out there, small-seeded broadleaf weeds, even if they aren't Roundup resistant, they're very difficult to control later on. And they grow fast and have multiple growing points. Don't take that chance. Get the Valor products, get the Authority products put on immediately.
Okay, so you mentioned Valor and Authority. I'm going to throw two other products in there. Sencor, old Sencor, or Metribuzin would be the generic name, and Sharpen. That's a newer product. It's commonly known as Kixor. So all four of those you cannot spray once the beans have emerged, or like Darren said, even if they've started to crack out of the ground. The advantage to getting those herbicides applied this year, period, is you're going to have some broadleaf control that you just can't get the same activity by spraying one of the post-emerge options. We unfortunately don't have real great post-emerge choices on Roundup resistant weeds in Roundup Ready soybeans. Now certainly if you have Liberty Link soybeans, you can go post-emerge with Liberty. You know, you don't have as many concerns. Yeah, I would still prefer you put a pre-emerge herbicide on, but it's not a complete disaster.
Oh yeah, I don't know, Brian. I love Liberty beans. I love Liberty Link beans, and I love Liberty. It's a great product, but you got to use a pre on any bean. I don't care if it's a conventional bean, a Roundup Ready bean, a Liberty Link bean. You have to give your beans the best chance for high yields. That's why we put on the pre.
So anyway, once again, you still have a number of options if you planted the beans, but you've got a lot more options if you can spray before those soybeans emerge. That's when we would like to have you get that on. Now, ideally, obviously, we would like to have you spray before you ever plant the soybeans. So if you haven't planted your beans yet, get a pre-emerge herbicide on there. It's inexpensive, and it's a good way to reduce your number of Roundup resistant weeds.
Well, some of those tough to control weeds in fields, those pre's will come in kind of handy, and one of those weeds is our Weed of the Week. We'll show which products work the best on this one coming up next.